What up, though? It's your boy. Go up, see Spaceship Oasis the Incredible back for another edition of Straight Talk with Spaceship right here, www.thewildoutradio.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think our subscribers are getting up there. We trying to, first I want to thank, I got something in my eye, y'all. First, I want to thank everybody who has been going to the YouTube, who's been checking out all the content that we've been putting. But I'm a YouTuber. I'm a big time YouTuber. And I be watching some of these YouTube shows. And, I be hearing them say, we trying to get to 100 subs. We trying to get to 200 subs. And I'm like, damn, that's all you want? 200 subscriptions? To get 200 people to subscribe to your station is hard as fuck. Getting people that you know to subscribe to things, to support things, to listen to things is probably one of the hardest jobs I've had to do as an entertainer. Back when me and J Rock was doing open mics and things, different people will come and want me to promote shows and do shows for them. And I had to let them know, like, I'm not a promoter. I am not a promoter, right? That's always been my weakness. My homeboy hit me up the other day. Shout out to Brandon. And I was talking to him about putting out an anthology album. He was like, you should, bro, and then promote the hell out of it. And I was like, I'm not that promoter guy like that, dog. I'm not a great promoter guy. But I do understand the importance of it. I do get it. Just not my thing, but I'm gonna try to get better. I'm gonna try to do better. Hold on, y'all. Today, I am going to talk about that mouth, that pretty old fire ass mouth that we all have. As you can see by the title, this is episode 13 of Straight Talk with Spaceship. This is what that mouth do. Let me break it down to you. How we gonna talk about this? Because I know y'all like, oh shit, here goes Spaceship. I'm not on my freaky shit today. When I was younger, I had a little saying that I heard. Y'all may have heard it. Watch your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Watch your words, because they become your actions. Watch your actions, because they become your reputation or your character. And today's show is about what we are putting in the atmosphere, what we are saying in this atmosphere. Y'all know this show is a little politically based, but I want to create a culture of positivity. I want to create a culture of greatness. I've done my due diligence in the world, and I'm at the place now where I just want to be a good foundation and lay a good foundation for people. So when I was thinking about a topic today, and I have a bunch of topics I want to do, if y'all have any ideas, make sure you hit me up at thewildoutradio@gmail.com. This is the radio station, or inbox us, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, The Wild Out Radio. And as I've gotten older and as I've become more into this man role, and that's what I really think. I tell people now, like, I'm just now understanding what it truly means to be a man and to do man things. And that don't just mean how much money you have. That doesn't just mean how much material things you have. Being a man means saying things, making certain decisions, conversing and speaking up about things. But one thing that I've tried to stay consistent with is the words I say, the things that I spew out my mouth. There comes a time, people, when we have to be mindful of the atmosphere we're creating, and it can be easy. It can just be when you wake up in the morning, So a lot of us aren't even grateful when we wake up. Oh, I didn't want to get up. Oh, I want to go back to sleep. Some people are not waking up. Oh, these people at my job get on my nerve. Oh, some people ain't got a job. Oh, my kids. Oh, they get on my nerves. I can't stand these kids. Some people wish they could bear kids. And what happens a lot of times when we are consistently flagrant with disrespecting our own soul, because that's what we're doing when we're speaking these negative things, especially about our life or things that we're around, our community, our bubble. When you're disrespecting your own soul, it's hard to just get out of those funks. This is why they say watch your words because they become your actions. You can't sit somewhere, you can't live a life where you're always talking down on something and then expect you to just change the meter that quickly. There was a time when I used to go to work and I used to complain about my boss. I used to complain about what we had to do for work. I used to complain hosting these clubs. And I never stopped to pay attention to understand why things were never getting better. I never took time to look at myself and say, shit, you got to stop that. Right. And so for us, what up, though, Lee? For us, especially as Black people, we got to stop putting these negative things into the atmosphere and expecting positive results. We got to stop putting negative things in the atmosphere and thinking, okay, I can flip the switch. There's days when we just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, right? But everything just seems to bother us. Everything seems to get to us. Everything seems to irritate us. And people might be like, why? What's wrong? I don't know. Because these negative words are weighing heavy on us and they become our actions. We want to go back to sleep. What does that mean? When we say stuff like, oh, I just want to go back to sleep, that means we don't even want to be awake for anything awesome that could happen. When you're at work and you're constantly talking negative about your job, I had a female I used to talk to. And every time we talked, she had something negative to say about her job. Do you know how draining that is for people that's around you? Do you understand the effect that that has on people in your social circle? Like, I'm really right now into this, just paying attention to people, trying to understand people, I won't even just say read people, but I want to know how to handle people. And you got to watch how they talk. Now, there's a difference between having low self-esteem or low confidence and just being a negative person. There's some things in life that I might do that I'm not sure of. I don't know. Maybe. I'll try it though. And there's another thing of I can't do it. One thing I've learned about us, our people, uh, we are capable of doing a lot of dope shit. We are capable of doing more things than most people. We are a culture. We are a race of superheroes. The work, the effort, or the work isn't what's get us. It is the effort. And effort starts in the mind. The effort trickles down to the tongue. As a teacher going through school this week, I've heard a lot of teachers complain about virtual learning and distance learning. And I caught myself, once again, I asked certain questions. But even in the process of asking those questions, I tried to keep a growth mindset. I tried to keep a positive attitude. Do I necessarily agree with everything that's happening? No. Do I know the answer to virtual learning and face-to-face learning? No. I think we all can say that we thought COVID would be over by now. We've been off. I had a teacher yesterday say, man, this is the longest spring break ever. So we all thought COVID would be over by now. But it's not. So what do we do? How do we attack this? Do you have two different types of people now? You got those people that's like, oh, I can't do this, and this is the worst, and blah, blah, blah. And as a parent, that's going to affect your kid. Because if your kid hears you say what you can't do, how are you going to expect them to do something? If they hear you complaining, how do you not expect them to complain? If they hear you quitting and giving up, why would you expect them not to quit and give up? And then you have those people who are going into this saying, okay, I can do it, whatever it takes, whatever I have to do. And they may not just be 100% successful, but you see growth within them. You see them trying. You see them pushing. You don't see them frustrated because we know things are going to happen. Like for me, I know that there's going to be some glitches. I know there's going to be some errors. I know there's going to be some times when I go to class and no kid may not be there. There's times when I do these shows where nobody watches. What do I say? What do I think? Do I walk around and give up and feel defeated? Do I say, forget it? Ain't nobody. It's two people watching. Man, I don't need to do this no more. How can I plant a seed and not water it? Our mouths, our minds, and our mouths is what waters that seed. Think about the seeds in your life right now. What do you want to be cultivated? What do you want to manifest? And how do you talk about those things? We put ourselves in situations and then we tear down the situations over and over and over again and then wonder why they don't grow. We wonder why they don't happen. So we have to think about these things. What that mouth do? From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed at night, how many positive things have you said to other people? How many days have you helped for the better? It's easy for us as soon as we get upset to talk down on people, to get mad, to say some negative stuff, say some hateful. It is so much easier for our community to say something hateful than it is to say something uplifting. I think it was yesterday or the day before, a couple of days ago. I put a post on Facebook. What is the most overused term and what was the most underused term of 2020? And it was a great thing for me to see how the underused terms, because we don't talk about I love you and I care for you. We don't talk about I appreciate you and let's build, or I'm wrong and I'm sorry. We don't use the words, we don't use the language in our communities to build our communities. We complain about every fucking thing. We're mad at every fucking thing. We have this I don't give a fuck attitude. We have this can't nobody tell me anything attitude. We don't listen to understand. We don't listen to learn. We don't listen to reason. We want our way. We are so spoiled and selfish and entitled. And if somebody says something bad to us or something we don't agree, we flip the switch and now our whole day is messed up. We want to ruin their day. We want to ruin their mama day. We want to ruin their cousin's day. What that mouth do? Right? How do you expect to live a fulfilling life when you're carrying a burden that is weighing you down? How are you going to get over that mountain? How do we respond to a tribulation? Are we always defeated? Do we walk around with a defeated spirit? Do we walk around with a woe is me mentality? These are the things that's keeping us held down, people. There are people that don't vote. Not necessarily because the parties are both horrible, because most of the time they are. It's politics. But just for the simple fact that you think your voice does not matter. And if you think your voice doesn't matter to change the world, you don't believe your voice can change you. What that mouth do? When we talk to our kids, how are we pushing them? How are we progressing them? How are we making them feel great? I know a lot of parents that spoil their kids. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like kid has every pair of Jordans, Gucci, Louis, VVS, all this. I know a little 8-year-old with a grill. Probably 8 by now. 8-year-old with a grill. Fly, fly little cracker. Not crack as in white person. Firecracker. Little boy. But I know people that have been spoiled by their parents. And matter of fact, we was talking about it. I think it was Black Man in Bones with Kashawn. He said my dad was in the military. My dad bought me everything in the world, but he wasn't there to have the conversations with, to uplift me. That's why our families are the way they are. I see people with great relationships with their family and they laugh and they talk positive. And even though they have arguments, they get over it. Then you got these families where they always talking down on their kid, calling their kids stupid, dumb, cussing at them. Well, my boys, and and I have to do this with them. They in that period where they getting a little lazy and a little challenging. But when I talk to them, I gotta uplift them. I gotta continue to praise them. I gotta positively reinforce them. And we can't pick and choose when we want to do this now. Let me make that clear. Like we'll say, oh, they're my kids, this is my family. I do it to them, but I don't do it to other people. You have to have loving kindness at all times with all people. I've told people a long time ago, I don't worry about what happens to me. I got to respond to it. It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. That shows the measure of a person. And we all know some major league messed up stuff is going to happen to us in life. A lot of major league messed up things are going to happen to us in life. But how do you respond? How does your attitude reflect the words that you use? Because even in our minds, when we start getting negative thoughts, when we start getting upset about things, now all of a sudden our comments are negative. Our comments are full with pessimism. Our comments are full with hate. We get reckless. We don't care. That's the first thing us as Black people say. I don't care. You have to care. That's one of our problems. Nobody wants to care. How many times have you seen a kid outside and just spoke to them and just said something nice to them? I don't know them kids. That's where we at now. I don't talk to other people. I don't talk to other kids. I've held doors open for people and people haven't even said thank you. Right? we have to first start. If we're really going to change our community, if we're really going to take the time and build our communities, if we're going to show loving kindness and treat people with honor and dignity, we have to use our voice. We have to give life to people, to things, to situations. We wonder what happened. And I'm an 80s baby to my soul. I grew up deeply in the 90s. And to me, the 90s was probably the best decade for Black people. And why? Because we was really in a place where we uplifted everybody. The only Black person I don't think we uplifted was O.J. Simpson. We didn't have a lot of scandals in the 90s with Black people. We didn't have a lot of BS going on with Black people. The other big one was what? Michael Vick, maybe? And I don't even know if that was in the 90s. But I don't think so. I don't think that was it. But we promoted each other. We loved on each other. When the 2000s came and 9/11 came and we became divisive again. It was like they looked at us and was like, oh, they getting too strong. Let's throw some salt in the rooms. So now we back on light skin, dark skin. We back on child support, baby mama, baby daddies. We back on men and women. Let's make Black women the more powerful person in the household than the Black man. And it became divisive. So now I don't need no man. Oh, he got to do this. I don't care. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Black mothers, single Black mothers got so protective of their Black sons, they ostracized them. The things you said to them, the anger, the pain, and the hurt. Black men started dogging our Black women. Bitches and hoes became more prevalent. If you called a woman a bitch a hoe before the 90s, you was a pimp. In 2000, it became commonplace. It's all on the news. It's all in the music. It's all on the movies. Now we got these reality shows that are making us divisive. I was watching something. It may have been Uncut. No. I mean Unsung. Excuse me. I was thinking about Uncut earlier because that was one of the shows I feel like helped create our divide. But I was watching Unsung and somebody was rapping or something, and I heard them use the N-word, and they didn't bleep it out. BT, you not even gonna bleep out the N-word? Is it that acceptable? They didn't bleep out any. It felt like they didn't bleep out hardly any of the cuss words. So what do you think kids think? Because I grew up on BET. I grew up watching music videos. Now you don't see many videos on TV. You see them on YouTube, and YouTube have the bad versions, right? The uncut versions, the dirty versions, if you will. So this is what kids hear. Like, I'm not against WAP. I was listening to Cocktails by Too Short yesterday. But the kids can hear WAP in its original version. Why do you think they cuss it? For us growing up, I wasn't 16, 17 years old, even when Cocktails and some of these songs came out. I don't think I was listening to like house music, DJ Magic Mike and all that, but that was around 14, 15, 16 years old. Now 6, 7, 8 years old, these kids know these words, these songs. What do you think is manifesting in their minds? What do you think is going to come out their mouth? I'm not saying music ain't good. I love music, but let's be realistic. Society is making it more acceptable for kids to hear this stuff. And then we backdoor that and we say the same stuff they're hearing on music or in movies or on TV. We saying the same stuff in our house. So why is it not acceptable? What do you think is going to happen? Because a lot of us isn't taking the time to separate, to teach our kids how to separate entertainment from real life. We're not talking to our kids and speaking life in them so that they'll know this is just something they're doing. This is their job. This ain't real. I was talking to my partner today, and he was talking about a guy he had to cut off. And he was like, he wants to live the life I live. And I had to tell him, rappers don't make no money. Rappers don't live like that. I have literally been in a club and seen somebody give another rapper his chain to put on so he can go on stage. But if we're not teaching our kids better, if we're not educating them, if we're not using our mouth to talk to our kids explicitly, we cannot expect TV to raise our kids. We cannot expect our phones to raise our kids. We cannot expect TV, radio to raise our kids. We have to talk to our kids. What does that mouth do? What are you talking to your kids about? How are you speaking life to your kids? How are you speaking life to your friends? How are you speaking life to your family? I am at the place right now where I am intentionally working on stopping generational curses in my family. And in order to do that, to make that decision, I have to change my thinking and I have to change the way that I talk to my family. Because it's fun and it's convenient that it has been. We have said a lot of stuff to each other. I said this before. I don't know if I said it on the show or not, but me and my little sister, we said it. We were talking one day, and we were like, "We so mean. Our family's so mean. Our family's so mean." And that's because that's how we was raised. That's how we were taught to. I didn't learn meanness in my environment as far as school. I learned how to be mean at home. I learned how to be rude at home. And parents are in such denial of the effect that they have on their kid. You think your kid can't hear you talk. You think the words you say to your kid don't have an effect on them. The fact of the matter is, kids are nosier than anybody. They hear more, they see more. They will tell you what's going on if you pay attention to them. But we have this thing that, oh, it doesn't affect me because I'm a parent. No, it's going to affect you later on, and it's going to affect your kid. What are you saying to your kids? What does that mouth do? We wonder why we can't build strong relationships with our friends. We got people we cool with, but I ain't really got no friends. I don't trust nobody. Listen to what you're saying. You don't trust nobody, but you want people to trust you. Let me ask you that again. You don't trust anybody, but you want people to trust you. You don't like people, but you want people to like you. And then, I got a couple people on here that's probably saying to themselves, well, I don't care if don't nobody like me. Listen to what you just said. I don't care if people don't like me. Name one person who's made it in this world alone. Donald Trump ain't even made it in this world alone. He got somebody writing his speeches down in crayon. Nobody makes it in this world alone. But when we say stuff like that, I don't need nobody. I don't care about nobody. How do you think that's affecting your environment? Because now, since you said it, your body is going to take on that language. We don't stop talking when our mouth shut up. Right? Our bodies have so much language in them. When we're stressed, when we're happy, when we're sad, when we're scared, when we're irritated, when we're perturbed, when somebody irks our nerve, oh, they just irk my. How do you let people irk your nerve? And do you know the more you say that, the more they're gonna irk you, and they ain't even doing shit. They're not even paying attention to you, but they irk your nerve. What are you saying to your friends? Bitch, bitch. That's my hope. It's one thing to play dozens. I'm a dozen player. I talk jokes. It's another thing that you got to watch those people in your life. Please watch those people in your life that always got something negative to say about your achievements, about your growth. Them ain't friends. Anybody know me know I hate the word little. Don't use little as an adjective for anything I do. I watch your little show. It ain't little. I see you move to your little. It ain't little. You got your little promotion. It ain't little. Anything that helps me grow is big to me. And we have to think like this. Don't let people in your life downplay your successes. If you on a weight loss journey and you lost 2 pounds this week, be happy. Don't say, oh, I only lost 2 pounds. Woo, I lost 2 pounds. At least I ain't go up. There is power in, Lita said, it is power in the tongue. And we don't pay attention to that when it's positive. We only think about it when it's negative. We only understand how powerful our tongues are when we're doing something negative. And we'll say it too, right? We'll say it. We're quick to say it. Oh, girl, I cut a man down. I don't give a fuck. I call all kind of bitches out. Like, they don't want me to call up there. I'm going to get him a piece of my mind. What you think that's going to do? Now, whatever you think that's going to do, flip it. What do you think it would do if you were speaking positive stuff in that tone or in that way? The same way you call and complain at a restaurant, we don't compliment that same waiter when they do something right. Right? We love when a waiter mess up our food or mess up our order, mess up our service. Oh yeah, let me get the manager. We want something free. We want something, right? And that has killed the way you talk has killed your whole meal for that evening. But it don't matter because you just want something free. But what happens if you speak positively? What happens if you just change a few words, change your tone a little bit? You could probably get a free meal. Your waiter's morale ain't fucked off. You could have a good dinner. Excuse me. I hear black people, oh, you better not complain. They might put some hair in your food. Why do we say shit like this? Why are we trying to talk this shit into existence? No, they're not going to put no hair in my food. I just want my food right. I don't have to be mean because you messed up my order. I don't have to be rude because you're rude. And trust me, I'm human. There's a lot of times I want to be rude when they rude. There's a lot of times I want to be like, you know what? You know what? And I used to be like that. But then what if I want to go back to that restaurant? What if they remember me? So now because I want to be rude, I done lost one of my favorite restaurants because I don't go out to eat like that, right? I don't go to go to sit down in restaurants like that. So if I go somewhere, it's probably one of my favorite spots. But because now I want to be rude because something bad happened. And it'd be dumb stuff too, right? We get mad because there might be hair on the plate. I ain't got to get mad. It happens. People have hair. I've worked in a restaurant. Can I get some new food? I ain't even hungry now. Like every plate gonna have hair on it and shit. Yo, person you with over there, like, wow, that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up. Right? They don't care. I'm gonna eat. Ain't no hair on my plate. But now you done messed up your whole time, your whole date, your whole event. What could we have done to make the situation better? And I think as a whole, we need to start thinking that before we speak. What can I do to make the situation better? We're too confrontational. I understand we might be mad for 400 years of suppression, but we take it out on ourselves and our own people more than we take it out on the enemy. We're more rude and disgusting to our own people. And it's a cycle because until we start showing loving kindness, we'll never learn loving kindness. So we'll never have loving kindness. We have to, especially my generation, we have to put a halt to that. We have to change the narrative. It's okay to help a woman with her groceries, help an old lady with her groceries. We are so, and as gangster and as mean as we are so scary. We are so scary. We don't let our kids know our neighbors. We don't help people. We don't do nice things for strangers. But it's a me attitude. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's survival of the fittest. The whole black race is a crab in a bucket. We are not trying to bring each other up. We are steady trying to pull each other down. You can't get bigger than me. You can't, like I said at the beginning of this, it is very hard for me to get subscribers. It's very hard for me to get people to share stuff. And these be the ones that's closest to me. Hey, have you, and once again, power the tongue. What that mouth do? Are you promoting your people? I posted my sister's soap company the other day. Not because we just talked and she asked me to, because that's what we do. When I see people, I had a coworker come over. Hey, check out this soap. Smell this soap. Look at this lotion. What does that mouth do? I'm trying to give life to my sister business. I ain't getting no what's that? No sales off of it, no commission. I ain't get no commission off of that. Hey, you need to watch Straight Talk with Spaceship. It's a good show. Check it out. I can talk to women about fucking, but I can't get women to watch my show. I can talk to guys about their music, but I can't get them to watch a show. And then we wonder why people in our black community, when they get to a certain place, go somewhere else. Because our word of mouth isn't strong. We don't use our word of mouth. We have this selfishness where we don't want to tell other people about other folks. That's my plug. That's my connect. We got all these people on our pages that follow us, but we don't post shit. I got a lot of women that probably want to get in my pants, but you can't watch what I do. You can't see what I do, and you think I'm taking you seriously? Negative. You've never gave me a positive word. You've never made me smile, even for my male friends. When you call me, I should be wanting to talk to you because we don't chop it up much. We should be able to kick it. Don't call me when you just want something. Don't just call me when you need something. Because we have to get back to loving thy neighbor. And loving means truly supporting people endeavors. It don't even matter if you don't use what they have. It doesn't matter if you, it serves no purpose for you. Promote them. Speak life into our black businesses. Speak life into our black companies, our black CEOs, our black doctors. We so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses the white Jones, it's not the black Jones, because I'm not anything to keep up with, that we'll rather tell people, oh, I got this Gucci belt from Woo Woo, but I'm not going to tell you that, hey, my girl Keisha got a boutique down in Deep Ellum. You might not go, but at least I did my part. Hey, my friend John just wrote a book. It's on Amazon. Check it out. We don't do that enough. I probably on all my Facebook pages that's been in jail. Let's say I got like 4 Facebook pages in jail. And some of them are repeats. So I would say I probably got a close to 15,000 friends on those pages. I've never sold 15,000 units of music in my life. Not all together. I've never had 15,000 views at one time. Us as Black people will put our own people down or suppress their greatness because we don't think people should brag. We don't think people should be confident. Man, you better let your Black people be confident. You better let your Black people, you know, I hear that a lot. And once again, that's the power of the tongue thing, right? Because I hear Black people say, well, I don't want to brag. Brag! You better brag. If you good at something, let the world know. Because ain't nobody else going to do it for you. As much as I sit here and say this, ain't nobody else obligated to do it. But yet, in our community, when somebody else does get big, does make it happen, we have a lot of naysayers within the community. It's like a threshold. And this is the hardest part for entertainers, right? So first you start off and you be like this underground, nobody knows you type of entertainer. Then you move up a level and you kind of get like a little local love, right? You get your little local love, whoop-de-woo. And then you get to this next level where it's a little bit more than local love, but it's not big time. And that's the part where you got to start seeing numbers, results, income. Okay, I've been doing this long enough. Am I ready to move up to this next level? But this is the hardest level because this is the level where everybody know you. Everybody know you, right? And the hardest part is to get somebody that know you to give you a chance. And then if you break through that level, that's when you become a celebrity. And then you know everybody, right? Like you're that guy, right? You don't care about people not supporting you. And that's the hardest part about being an entertainer. And that's the part where we have to, and that's the part in business, period. Let's take a restaurant. You start off small, you get a little bit bigger, okay, the local chains, you start being known. Then you get that middle part where, okay, I got to increase prices, I got to get more workers, I got to do this. And that's when people stop fucking with you. That's when you really see how good you can push through. That's when you start getting people from other regions and cultures start rocking with you. Then you break through and it's like, okay, boom, now I'm big time. Now I'm recognized. Now I'm a place to be. And that's anything you do in life. It's always that little spot. And that's the spot us as Black people have to do better in. That's the spot where Black people have to start saying, I got to keep pushing my people. Somebody write a book. It's a lot of good authors out here. But we don't read books or tell people about it. We know somebody everybody I feel like this. And if you don't, then your life sucks, right? Everybody knows somebody that's an entrepreneur in some type of way. Everybody knows somebody with a side hustle whether they selling beads, Avon, knives, toy parties, book writers, musicians, actors or actresses, anything. Everybody know at least one person with a side hustle. Why we don't push them people? Why we don't push them people? Every week, we post on Instagram, we post on Facebook, we post on Twitter. Once a week, keep promoting that same company. I challenge y'all that. Open your mouth. I challenge y'all to do that. Because we say we do something. If we promote it one time, we good, right? We good. I want to get to this last part before we get out of here. What does that mouth do when it comes to relationships? What does that mouth do when you're in a relationship with someone? What are you speaking on? What are you talking about? How are you giving your mate life? Are you covering that person? You know, I was thinking today, one of the things that's important to me, I don't like to talk on the phones that much. I'm a big texter. I'm a texter person because I talk all the time, right? But uh, just asking me how my day is important to me. That means a lot to me. And you can talk to me about the whole day, the whole shebang. We can have great conversation. But if you haven't asked me how my day was, even if I don't have a great day, that does something. When you're in relationships, you have to make sure you're feeding your purchase soul, your mate's soul. A lot of times we get confused with what we do to make people happy as compared to what people need to be happy. You have to listen to your mate. Talk at the appropriate times. Apologize if need be. And when I say talk at the appropriate time, I don't mean shut up and let your mate run over you. But sometimes it's a time to listen. Sometimes it's a time to talk. Don't get so offended when your mate tells you something. Once again, our thoughts become our words. So now we mad. So now what happens is we usually tell them something we don't like right back. We tune it out or we refute it. All those things are negative. All those things is negative talk. That's not going to lead down a positive road. We have to, I see too many women. I was talking to a friend about 3 days ago, and she was saying, I want to be pursued and chased. I'm sorry. I'm a black man. I don't want to be pursued and chased, and I don't want to pursue and chase. What happens though, because you say that, it's an instant turnoff. And I told her, I'm like, guys are probably turned off by that because a real man that like you, he gonna court you. He's not gonna chase you. He's not gonna chase you. I hear women say that they're old fashioned. I'm old fashioned. I want a man that's old fashioned. That's a lie. That's a lie. You're old fashioned when it benefits you. When it benefits you, old fashioned. Because if you was old fashioned, you wouldn't have no cell phone, you wouldn't have no job. You'll be bearing a bunch of motherfucking kids for a man you thought was cheating and be at home all motherfucking day. And ain't none of y'all trying to do that shit. Barefoot contestant looking asses. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Y'all women are strong, independent. Y'all got y'all own, if not more than men. Black men, we can talk about that. I'm a black man trying to get my life together. Black men don't make shit. The world, the government is against us. Right, wrong, or indifferent. The world is against us. Right? So you have to work with your mate. You have to work with your mate. As old fashioned as I want to be and how stuck in the 90s, I know y'all hear me talk about the 90s all the time, right? But as stuck as I want to be in the 90s, I have to evolve. I have to understand things. I got to get out my fucking feelings. I got to. If I'm going to be happy, I can't be stuck in my old ways thinking old things are going to create new results. It's not going to happen. We got to watch what we're saying. Well, this is just me. Well, I don't like you. How about that? Fine. We have to be in people. It's okay with bending. And I don't, and for me, maybe I'm smarter than most people, but I don't get this, oh, I lost myself. Like, I changed for my ex-wife. I did. But once we got divorced, that change helped me to be a little bit more stabilized. But I was still me. I went back to me. I ain't smoked while I was with my ex-wife. When we broke up, I went back to smoking. But I also had a better mind state of balance in my life. I took something out of it. I don't understand how we're so scared of getting in relationships with people that we don't feel like we can take anything out of it. Because even if we break up, even if you break up with your spouse or your girlfriend / boyfriend, man, woman, boo thing, whatever, you should want to be with someone that while y'all are together is going to help you grow as a person. And at that moment where you find out that that person is not helping you grow, you should walk away. Learn to walk away. You have to recognize that. We have too many fucking feelings. We're too emotional. But we're emotional, but we can't speak that life. We can't think positive. Even in relationship, we get into relationship with skepticism. We don't, the best relationships, they probably, and I think that's the difference in relationships. Like, you got some relationships that's in the church and, in religion, and they're great. And you have some in there that's horrible. You have some street relationships that's amazing. You have some that's horrible. I think that what separates it all is the speak growing or speak life. Right? I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is to have people in your life, right, wrong, or different, that is going to speak life. And that's what separates happy relationships from unhappy relationships. Yes, we may argue, but is the argument going to continue on? Are we going to stay mad at each other? I had a situation I told y'all before a couple weeks ago, and I said to myself, okay, I apologize, they apologize. What do I want out of this? Do I want to sit here and keep moping, sit here and keep having an attitude, sit here and it's making me mad? I can't eat. I can't focus on the video game. I can't focus on creating a lesson for school. I can't go to sleep because it's on my brain because I'm not settled with it. I had to go talk that shit out. I had to speak positive, and it changed. It changed my attitude towards the whole day. And it was so bad. This is how bad I am, y'all. I am so stubborn. I am such an asshole. Like, this is real life. I went, talked, left, came home, went back, talked again. Like, I had to get that shit out of my system. Like, because you go home and you think about shit. So I need to go back up there and say this shit. Right? But by the end, everybody was in a better space. Right? And that's not me. I'm not used to that. But I have to grow. I have to speak life. So I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect. I'm not sitting here saying I do everything right. I'm trying to learn how to fight through this. Even when I get an attitude, I want to be like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I can't do that anymore. I have a responsibility to my kids, not to show them a quitter. I got a responsibility to people who I call my friends, not to just the first thing that makes me mad, I'm going and I'm running. I'm tired of running. I've ran a lot in my life. I've called myself the janitor. And I spoke life, but I haven't fought through anything. I haven't fought through my own transgressions or issues. And that's what really creates our character, right? When we have a situation and we talk it through and we speak positive about it and we open up and be transparent, and we might not agree with the outcome and we might not agree with the other person is saying, and they might not agree with us. But if we can get through it, our culture quits. Our culture says, fuck it. Our culture does not push each other to be great. If I have a problem with my brother, I need to talk to my brother about it. I don't need to just not stop or stop talking to my brother. What that mouth do? Can that mouth say I was wrong? Can that mouth say I was sorry? Can that mouth say I love you and mean it? Because right now we're not living up to these standards and principles that we put everybody else on their high horse. Like we expect everybody to do us right at all times when we're not doing other people right. And our excuse is that's just me. Fuck it. I say what I want. I do what I want. We're not cultivating our community. We're not cultivating each other. We have fucked up attitudes with our kids, with our jobs, with our friends, with our loved ones, with our significant others. Some of y'all go to the store, don't know how to speak to folks at all. You ever just been out to eat and you just hear somebody just don't know how to talk to folks and they embarrass you. They fucking embarrass you. Let's work on what we're saying and how we're saying it. It's not punking out. It's not being less of yourself. It takes more of a person to try to fix a situation than one to walk away from one. I'm not saying every situation is going to be perfect. I'm not saying everything that we do is going to be right or wrong. But as Black people, as a community that is fighting, we are fighting for our rights in this country and for equality and for justice in this country. We deserve more from each other. I can't trust them. I can't trust you. And that's why we continue to lose. We have to let go of our past hurts, our past pains, our past thoughts and ideologies. We have to create new thoughts. We have to create new privileges. We have to create new initiatives. We got to create a life for our kids that let them know who we are truly fighting and what we are fighting for. We're fighting for justice with the enemy, but we're fighting for justice within ourselves too. I said one day, I said I'm gonna do the Willie Lynch letters on here. I got my homegirl in DC. We was gonna do this together, the Willie Lynch letters. But I just want y'all to, to really just like think about that. Think about that. Watch what your mouth say. Watch how you talking. Yes, you may not have had the best day, but it's a lot of people that are getting evicted. There's a lot of people losing their jobs. There's a lot of people losing their families. There's a lot of people losing their lives right now. And we just need to create comfort within each other, man. We don't need to be up, antsy with each other right now. We need to love on each other. We need to cultivate each other. This your boy. Go up see Spaceship Oasis, the incredible. This has been Straight Talk with Spaceship, episode 13. What that mouth do. Make sure you check out the Wild Out Radio Thursday Night House Party each and every Thursday night, 8:30 Central Standard Time. Check out Black Men and Bones on Friday nights. If you want to play bones and you're a Black man, hit me up. We just play bones and we do shit like this and we just talk. Every Saturday, we got the video of the week. Go DJ Lady J Rock presents the video of the week. You want to submit that, make sure you submit that down at the bottom. And Sundays, the Wild Out Radio Super Duper Sunday Music Review Show with myself, Go DJ Lady J Rock. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. If y'all want to donate and sponsor and support the show, you please hit us up on the Cash App, JG Jones, or the PayPal, thewildoutradio@gmail.com. All funds go to the growth of this station. Please subscribe on YouTube. This will be up tomorrow if y'all want to check it out. Please share, subscribe, join, log in, all that. This your boy. Go up, see Spaceship Oasis, the incredible. I'm out this thing, man.